The U.S. Army has begun fielding its first new short-range air defense system in decades as the range of potential aerial threats, from traditional fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters to missiles and especially small drones, has grown. The service announced today that a unit forward deployed in Germany recently received the initial batch of operational mobile short-range air defense, or M-SHORAD systems. The M-SHORAD, which integrates existing guns, missiles, rockets, and sensors onto a Stryker A-1 vehicle, is the Army's newest addition in a variety of modernization efforts. The 5th Battalion, 4th Air Defense Artillery Regiment, based at Schipton-Kaserne in Ansbach, Germany, now has a contingent of M-SHORADs alongside its existing Humvee-based Avenger short-range air defense systems. This battalion, which is assigned to the 10th Army Air and Missile Defense Command, also based in Germany, has already been actively involved in the development and test of this new air defense vehicle, which is the culmination of an Army effort that began in 2018. 4th Air Defense Artillery is actually using some of the prototype vehicles to begin establishing its operational capability. The unit expects to receive a total of 32 M-SHORAD systems by September, according to Defense News. This is truly a testament to our Army's commitment to increase air and missile defense capability and capacity to the joint force, and especially here in Europe, Brigadier General Gregory Brady, commander of the 10th Army Air and Missile Defense Command. We are proud to be a part of this team effort and remains engaged, postured, and ready to assure, deter, and defend the maneuver force in an increasingly complex integrated air and missile defense environment, shoulder to shoulder with our NATO allies. The Army initiated what was originally referred to as the Initial Maneuver Short-Range Air Defense (IM-SHORAD) program in 2018 and subsequently conducted a shoot-off involving a number of contenders. A proposal from Leonardo DRS, the U.S.-based subsidiary of Italian defense contractor Leonardo, based on the Stryker vehicle, was selected as the winner. In October 2020, General Dynamics Land Systems, which builds the Stryker series, received a contract valued at up to approximately $1.2 billion to integrate Leonardo DRS's M-SHORAD system into an unspecified number of the 8x8 wheeled armor vehicles. An initial award of $230 million would go toward the delivery of 28 systems, which, together with 4 prototype vehicles, will make up the entire fleet that the 4th Air Defense Artillery is scheduled to get this year. The M-SHORAD system consists primarily of a new turret, as well as associated fire control, power generation, and other components installed on a Stryker. The turret features a 4-round FIM-92 Stinger heat-seeking surface-to-air missile launcher similar to the ones found on the Avenger system. On the other side, there are 2 launch rails for millimeter-wave radar-guided AGM-114L Longbow Hellfire missiles. The AGM-114L is in U.S. military service today primarily as an air-to-surface and surface-to-surface weapon, but it has a demonstrated secondary surface-to-air capability against slower-flying threats. The turret is also equipped with a 30mm M230 automatic cannon and a 7.62mm M240 machine gun, which can be used against aerial targets or threats on the ground. Lastly, it features a turreted sensor system with electro-optical and infrared cameras for target acquisition and general situational awareness. In addition, 4 small fixed-position, RADA-active electronically scanned array ASA radars are positioned on the vehicle's rear detect to help spot and track targets. When the Army selected Leonardo DRS as the winner of the IM-SHORAD competition, there were reports that its proposal also included some type of so-called soft kill system, such as an electronic warfare jammer. RADA's radars are notably a component of various soft kill counter-drone systems, including the U.S. Marine Corps' Light Marine Air Defense Integrated System, which is mounted on the Polaris MRZR all-terrain vehicle. Whether the soft kill capability has been integrated or not, the M-SHORAD system already represents a significant boost in capability over the Avenger, which has no radar system of its own and is armed only with Stingers and a single .50 caliber M3P machine gun. The Stryker platform offered greater improved mobility and survivability over the Humvee that Avenger systems are mounted on as well. "There's really no comparison to anything I've operated in my career," said Sergeant Andrew Veris, a member of the 5th Battalion, 4th Air Defense Artillery. "Everything in these systems is an improvement. The survivability, mobility, dependability, off-roadability, it gives us the ability to stay in the fight longer." The addition of the Stryker-based M-SHORAD system will provide better protection of maneuver forces at increased ranges and with improved mobility, allowing a stronger defense of U.S. forces, allies, and partners against adversary air threats. The Army is also already looking to complement the M-SHORAD system with a Stryker-mounted laser-directed energy weapon for added defense, especially against small drones as well as incoming missiles, artillery shells, and rockets and mortar projectors. The 5th Battalion, 4th Air Defense Artillery, which was officially activated in its present form in October 2018, was the first dedicated short-range air defense battalion to be stood up in the active component of the Army in nearly 13 years at that point. More than a decade later, the service decided that the Army National Guard would become the sole operator of the Avenger system, which had first entered service in 1989. M6 Linebacker, Stinger-armed SHORAD systems based on the tracked Bradley fighting vehicle that the Army had fielded first in 1998 had all been converted into standard M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles by 2006. The number of issued shoulder-fired Stingers, a type of weapon also known as Man-Portable Air Defense Systems, MANPADS, was also sharply curtailed. The service also has a smaller number of land-based versions of the ship-mounted Phalanx Close-In Weapon System, CWIS, known as Centurions, which is developed together with the U.S. Navy. However, these are niche, low-density assets primarily used to provide CRAM defense at fixed facilities overseas, rather than more general SHORAD. Our adversaries have invested heavily from their indirect fire up to their strategic missile assets, necessitating the modernization of our air and missile defense capabilities, said Brady. M-SHORAD is a critical part of the Army's comprehensive dedicated air defense artillery capacity and augmented combined arms approach to be able to provide a multi-layered defense against all aerial threats. Smaller, hostile countries such as Iran and North Korea, and even non-state actors, have increasingly begun to field more capable missile systems. This includes land-based cruise missiles against which shorter-range point air defenses could be very useful. The use of various kinds of armed drones, including loitering munitions, also known as suicide drones, is surging too. Swarming technology, which presents additional challenges for air defenders, is proliferating as well. Even small modified commercial quad and hexcopter-type unmanned systems loaded with small explosive payloads represent a very real threat now and is one that is only likely to grow as time goes on. This reality has already prompted the deployment of Army Avengers to places like Syria and Saudi Arabia. In recent years, the Army has been developing and fielding new versions of the Stinger with improved proximity fuses that are better suited to engaging these kinds of small threats. These small and medium-sized unmanned aircraft systems proliferating across the area of operations present a new and complex threat to our forces and those of our partners and allies. U.S. Marine Corps General Frank McKenzie, head of U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, declared to the House Armed Services Committee just this week. For the first time since the Korean War, we are operating without complete air superiority. All told, the arrival of the M-SHORAD systems in Germany is the start of fielding of valuable additional air defense capabilities for U.S. forces in Europe, as well as an important step forward in the establishment of new, more capable short-range air defense capabilities across the service after decades of neglect.